is the 224th episode of CloudFocus Weekly for the first week of September 2015. This episode is titled Lightning Strikes. Just a reminder, CloudFocus Week will be live at Dreamforce in the admin zone Tuesday, September 15th at 3:30 p.m., Wednesday, September 16th at 9:30 a.m., Thursday, September 17th at 1:30 p.m., all Pacific Standard Time. Come by, hang out, listen to us, Periscope us. I guess that's what they're doing. And otherwise, we'll sign your baby.
We will?
Yeah, we will.
What is that?
I am your host, Jason Atwood, and joining me, co-host for 224 times in a row, Justin Nelson. Justin, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. You know, it's cool. We have a confirmed guest for the Thursday.
It'll be like our fourth guest ever. You know what? He'll probably end up starting a podcast because I feel like of the people we've had as guests, at least 50% of them went on and started their own podcast.
No. Well, this is a blogger already, a product manager at Salesforce.
I'm telling you, he's going to start his own podcast.
He won't. I don't think he will.
Well, who is the guest?
It's Adam Torman, the one and only.
Oh, excellent. All right.
On Thursday, so come by and watch us talk.
Good thing that
geek out on permission sets and stuff.
Good thing that nobody is doing. There's no news around Salesforce or anything that they're doing.
No big thing this time of year.
Nothing huge. So we will get to all that non-huge news in a second or two. But first, I'd like to remind you that Dreamforce is coming up.
It is,
and the blog, the Arkus blog, with the well-named
Arkus blog,
good branding. Has not one,
hashtag branding.
Has 2 blog posts, and by end of next week she'll have 4 blog, or no, it's 6
We're
blog
deep
posts.
into Dreamforce. We're ignoring winter.
Yeah, I know, it's a little
weird.
Here's why. Why?
Well, the release notes are changing. So I've decided to back off a little bit because when those pre-release notes come out, they have things in them that don't sort of make the release, and you get excited about a lot of them, and figured we'd wait till Dreamforce happened. We can have a reaction to Dreamforce and then go on to release note stuff.
Okay. Solid.
I mean, I've already kind of read, I won't say the whole thing, but because it's enormous this time around with what we'll talk about with Lightning.
What?
It's crazy. Like the first 150 pages are just, here's Lightning.
Yeah, I have not done that.
I
downloaded it.
Banana pants.
But anyway, so let's go over our 2 Dreamforce blog posts on blog.arkusinc.com, otherwise known as Arkus blog. Sounds more fun if you just go Arkus blog.
Yeah, totally.
The first one is a perennial favorite. The easiest blog post in the world to write.
Copy-paste job.
Copy-paste from last year.
No.
Insert name of band.
No. Yes.
So from the person who will never be named, because he does not deserve it, is the top 10 reasons to go to Dreamforce 15.
Yeah.
I think you missed a chance to make him write 15. Top 15 reasons to go to Dreamforce 15.
Next year's like 20.
Top 16 reasons to go to Dreamforce 16.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Soon he'll be, be pretty hard.
Yeah. So
frequent flyer mile accumulation.
Travel. Because it rhymes with Beamforce.
Hotel showers.
Those are good.
Pump the air conditioning. I don't know.
66 degrees in the Hyatt.
The weather's wonderful this time of year.
Not really. It's cold out there.
In San Francisco, it's
I mean,
perfect.
it's nicer than it is here. It's 90
here.
It's
perfect. It's perfect
today.
You want to go through these top 10 and pick like one or two
Let's
each?
pick one each.
Just one?
Yeah.
Oh, this is tough. I'm going to choose between number 4 and 5.
Okay, go for it. Pick one.
I'm going to go with number 5.
First of all, I'm just going to read number 2. Mark Benioff. That's a reason to go to Dreamforce.
Done. I'm going to go with number 5, the Dreamforce Community 5K Fun Run.
Fun Run.
So
do you do it with a Hun?
No.
Okay.
Did this last year.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
It is organized by the community itself.
Yep.
It is on Wednesday morning, the 16th, at 6:30 a.m. in front of the ferry building on the Embarcadero, which is great because our hotel, we stay at the Hyatt, so it's like right across the street.
Right.
So it's great.
Not to be confused with the
And
Hyatt.
it's a nice little 5K. It's actually a really nice route. You run from the ferry building to where the Giants play, to the stadium, wrap around the back of it, and come back. It's really, really nice
on
little
Wednesday
5K.
morning.
I just said yes, Wednesday
No, I'm
morning.
because I'm just thinking, wow, we've just been there the night before.
Yeah, we will. So we will be running around it on Wednesday morning at 6:30. I've already registered. There is a group in the success community.
Yes.
It's actually linked to from this blog post.
Mm-hmm.
You have to go in, you have to register in the Eventbrite, and you have to kind of sign a waiver. And there's limited spots.
You're not going to hurt yourself running?
For some purpose, they had to do this last year, and they figured out a way to do it within Eventbrite. So go in there, see if you can still register. It might be quote unquote sold out. A lot of people sign up for this. So I'm looking forward to it as a runner. I look forward to running with my fellow community members and seeing them all, and it's a nice camaraderie thing to do, and it's a great way to get the day started at 6:30 in the morning.
Sweet. Yes, that is fun. That'll be Wednesday. I'll probably go running. I don't know then. Monday? No, not Monday. Probably Sunday before.
Sunday,
Wednesday, and then maybe Friday before we go back. All right. It's hard to pick between number 2, Mark Benioff, but
number 2 is tough.
Yeah, but number 3 is actually my favorite part of Dreamforce. Like, wow, all the pipe, all the stuff and all the things and all the just craziness. My favorite part of Dreamforce is the seeing people I haven't seen in a long time, and I get to people I either see once a year, which is nice, or people I see once every couple of years, or prospects, or clients, or whatever. It's just I really like the social aspect of it. So reunion is my pick.
There's a lot of hugging at Dreamforce.
A lot of hugging.
I give out so many hugs.
So many hugs. You're a hugger?
I'm a hugger.
I'm a hugger.
I give out so many hugs.
Big hugs. Man hugs.
Big hugs.
Like the double pat.
Double pat.
With the bar in between you and the person when you do the double pat.
Double pat. I love it.
Yeah, it's great. I was watching
double pat hugs.
I was watching Naked and Afraid XL.
Yeah, it's good.
And they've mastered a new type of hug. It's like we're both naked, but we like each other hug.
So we're gonna hug.
Yeah,
but just with our arms.
we just kind of hug.
I hope there's like a reunion show for that.
There is.
Oh, that's great.
Yes,
because I need to see some. Yes. I need to see that crazy person.
Yes.
And I need to see what she has to say about things, because she's absolutely out of her mind.
My pick of the week is Naked and Afraid XL.
Naked and Afraid XL. Great show.
It's a good show. All right. So that was one blog post. The second one is by a newer blogger who can be named, Marielle Espinal, who writes about the Dreamforce 2015 sessions and events that every admin should know about. So, there started, 2 years ago was the new kind of focus on, there used to be the community zone, success zone.
Yeah, I think last year was the first time where it was the admin zone, and there was a real focus on admins. Because for years now, I'd say maybe 3 or 4, there's been the developer zone, because they've had to get developers and evangelize to developers,
right?
Like hardcore developers. Hey, you can develop on this platform, and sort of forgot about the fact that for the longest time there have been admins.
For the longest time.
Thank you, Billy. And that the admin needs to also be evangelized to, and there is a community to help evangelize to those admins. And there's a zone specifically for I keep saying admins. I want to say administrator, but I think they're now just admin. And this blog post sort of highlights for you admins out there who are listening what you should focus on, where you should pay attention, and make sure that you catch the admin keynote. Make sure that you go to the admin zone, because there's lots of things to do at the admin zone, with a theater and a podcast studio, which is where we'll be podcasting from.
So true.
And lots of little booths where you can ask experts things, where you and I may or may not even be. Actually, I think we are. We are staffing booths.
Right. I think I'm the backup again. Or maybe I'm actually staffing.
I am staffing.
Mobile admin.
You and I are staffing the same booth. I think I'm right before you or right after you.
I'm first thing in the morning, so
I'm right after you at the same booth.
Mobile
so
admin.
I'll be relieving
clone
you.
This user. That's all I'm gonna do.
Yeah, here, clone this user.
Clone this user.
So I'll be relieving you. But anyway, take a look at this blog post if you're an admin attending Dreamforce, and get some good ideas on both places and bigger things to do, like keynotes in the admin zone, as well as some other sessions to take a look at. I'm not going to read them out loud.
You can go read it.
Read them yourself.
blog.arkusinc.com. It's an interesting way that, I mean, Salesforce is obviously changing their marketing constantly, but this is one of those you can see a shift that they realize that I think partly due to sort of what became of the MVP community is that they realize that the people who are admins are both the people who are pushing the product, they're the people who are using it, they're the people who are working on adoption. So from a purely a company aspect, like you want to get the admins and celebrate them because they're kind of the core to your business model. Yes, the CIOs sign off on stuff and the CEOs pay the bills and whatever, but the admins are the ones that kind of keep it going. And definitely as a thing, if you're in an organization and don't have someone internally who kind of is evangelizing, I've seen those Salesforce instances just drop off because people are just like, well, it's just a tool. And like any tool, if you're not having someone kind of push it and help it along and sort of keep growing with it, it doesn't do too well. So anyway, that is also on the blog. So that is a bunch of content, Dreamforce 15 content. I'm seeing 1, 2, 3, 4. And I think another one's coming out next week. 2 more coming out next week. Maybe one at the end of the week.
Yeah.
Right. 2 more next week. And then, so we got lots going on. Dreamforce.
Yep.
15.
Yeah.
All right.
So, were you struck by lightning?
Well, not really, because
you're shrugging your shoulders?
Because I signed an NDA and kind of,
What do you mean?
No. Yeah, so Lightning. So the big event. I did not do the
live event?
I did do the live event because I did a pre-release live event earlier that day.
Yep.
And saw it then and had chances to see versions of it in the past. So it's one of those things, like, I wish I had just been able to see it, like, having never seen it before, just like the first time, because then I would have reacted a little bit differently, but I'd seen kind of versions over a period of time, so it was hard for me to sort of react with fresh eyes, although I've been in orgs with it on, I've played around with it, I've been going through the Trailhead, certifications on it, and I'm fighting myself, because...
Are you punching yourself in the face?
I am. I'm punching right now. So let's just talk about what it is. So Lightning is the new... first of all, Salesforce was using Lightning as a product branding thing for a while. They've had Lightning Connect, Lightning Process Builder, Lightning...
Everything's been moving to Lightning.
Lightning Components.
So Lightning App Builder.
Right. So this is now called Lightning Experience.
I think it's actually just called the new Salesforce.
The new Salesforce.
Correct.
Lightning.
I think Lightning goes away from what it's actually, which is the new Salesforce. For the interim, it'll be the Lightning Experience is what it's called. So when you go into an org and right now as partners, you can get this also as a customer. If you sign up for a pre-release winter org, it will be enabled.
Right.
So when you first log in, you have to go into setup and sort of enable it within the org.
Right.
Then you have to give yourself either a permission set or set something on a profile that says you have access to the Lightning Experience. So let's just start right there before even explaining and just saying kudos, because when other big things like Chatter rolled out, it's on or off.
Right.
And you didn't have a choice. And this is here you have all the power to roll it out to 2 users if you would like, no matter what.
And even when they have it, they can still flip between it.
Absolutely, so because there are things that you cannot do in it. So you can flip back. Everyone listening to this right now, if you haven't seen it, go get a pre-release org and go play with this. What it is a brand new user interface for Salesforce. Right. It looks brand spanking new and different. You're shaking your head.
Well, I'm kind of like, if I'm going to explain to someone who hasn't seen it, I say, go open up your Salesforce One mobile on your iPad and start with that.
Start there, but because there's a lot more to it than that.
Navigation goes to the left.
Yeah, but
tabs go away.
But think about your home page. You don't have a real home page on the mobile. and think about what the homepage looks like in this new Salesforce experience versus what the homepage looks like in today's world.
Right.
It's a completely different universe.
Right.
You have this assistant where with like what kind of like the Today app almost, but on the homepage as a component. So again, think about this as a very component driven way of building the application. Everything is just a component that can be dragged and dropped onto different pages.
Right.
And over time, the application will become more and more customizable. For example, on the homepage right now, there's this huge graph and homepage chart that just shows like an opportunity, like a sales to goals kind of chart. And it's a little, it's a little funky. You have to figure out how to even get things into it. It's like, oh, it works a very specific way, like open or closed opportunities within a certain fiscal period that are over 70% show up in the chart. And it's like this really weird, like, wow, okay, so that's all that's showing up there. All right. And you can't really change that. So just know it's going to be a little rigid for some time.
Right.
But when you look at it, you say, okay, that looks like a modern web application.
Right.
With, sliding navigation on the left. So that little cheeseburger icon on the top that you're very used to when it comes to mobile apps is now really making its way onto the desktop web experience. All the tabs are gone off the top. They're down the left in little icons. Search is at the top. Search is also your recent items. So when you click into search, you get your recent items that pop down. And I think there's a few things that make this very intriguing for people immediately. The first thing that's really intriguing is the opportunities page. They really focused on sales, I think, for this first release. So the opportunities tab, if you will, or the opportunities landing page is very, very different. So you land on it and you can flip into a list view that can turn into a board where you can see all of the opportunities that are in that list in a board view. I'm trying to
Kanban, isn't it?
Yeah, but I'm trying to say it like not
That
way so that people can
Cards.
envision what I'm trying to. Yeah, the mobile cards that you see on the mobile, and across the top is like a matrix of all your different stages.
Right.
And it totals them at the top. So whatever opportunities are in that stage, you'll see them and there'll be a total at the top. And on the card, it'll show you some information about it. And you can just drag and drop a card, which represents an opportunity, from, say, like needs analysis to proposal.
Right.
And all of a sudden, it changes the stage.
Right. And
it recalculates on the fly the totals on the top.
So it's kind of like, I mean, again, there's an App Exchange product out there that does this.
There is, which will be
it's
replaced.
Sort of like forecasting. Forecasting, it's like a piece of forecasting.
It's a piece of it.
Because forecasting, if you guys don't use forecasting, it allows you to see in sort of both by month and by forecast category, which is different from stages. Totaled, and so you can look and then you can drill in on the underlying. It's really meant more for being able to look at your teams and seeing people underneath them, so I can look at what they're doing, plus you can override it with certain amounts. But anyway, there are so many things in here. Again, I've only spent
lots
3
and lots
hours
of things
playing with it.
The opportunity detail pages themselves, things like opportunities and cases, and I think even leads have transformed into more of like a workspace type of experience, where it's very much more about an activity timeline and collaboration and moving this thing through a process, whereas a contact or an account is more of treated like a referential piece of data.
Right.
So it has sort of a different page layout and a different experience when you're looking at it, which I think is rather smart. It's like, okay, I don't need the sales, what is it called? The thing that's on the mobile now, the
Sales path.
I don't need that on every layout. I need that on my account or on my opportunities so that I can go through that on the desktop experience. I don't need that on my account.
So this is I'll go back to what I was saying originally, is that I'm fighting my own internal feelings about change, right? Because one part of me, as someone who's used this system that has almost looked the same, at least with tabs, since the day I started using it in 2000, 15 years. So part of me is kind of like, whoa, some stuff that I'm really excited about, new features, new things. But then there are things there are ways that I talk about, and I train people. Obviously, you train people on Salesforce. We explain it, we show it. So the things that I do and say all the time that I kind of have to relearn in my vernacular. One of the things I say all the time is, well, once you learn how to deal with a lead, and you click over to an account, a contact, or an opportunity, you know what? It flows with you. So I can see there's columns and sections and titles and related lists. And once you learn how to deal with one piece of data, whether it's custom or standard, you kind of can deal with everything. This changes that, because the way you deal with a case and the way you look at a lead versus a custom object, they're going to look very different, and these different types of sort of functional layouts. And so now you have to explain that as well. Now you're on an opportunity, and that's kind of more of a functional process layout, which I'm just building this on. I'm just talking about it on the fly, like a process thing, like you're seeing the stages of an opportunity, versus a referential layout, which is I'm just looking at data.
Right. But it makes logical sense.
I think it makes logical sense. I don't know from a user until it becomes something that I use on a day-to-day basis. I can't tell you whether I'm going to love it or whether I'm going to slam my head against the wall feeling like I can't get anything done.
I'll tell you this. I'm not planning on using it for about a year.
Oh, why?
Oh, why? Because I don't want to be jumping between experiences to do different things.
Oh, I'll just turn it on. I'm going to turn it on in our org as soon as we get it, and I'll just
turn it on for yourself and have fun.
Yeah, I will, because I'm sure there'll be
turn it on for me. I'll just stay in the classic world.
I think that's going to be my thing. Is I'm hoping that the flip back and forth is very easy and quick.
It is. I've played with it in my pre-release.
And flipping, and you stay on the same record.
You just toggle.
Doesn't drop you back to home or something. Like
I don't know.
Looking at a lead and I want to flip the content.
Yeah, I don't know why you would.
Because think about it. I'm dealing with a piece of data, and I want to deal with the same piece of data, but I want to deal with it in the other UI. I don't want to have to go.
I don't know, because I've only sort of just flipped back in and out and in and out, and not really paid attention to where I was.
It sounds totally like you.
Yep. But
where are you now?
There's some cool things like charts in list views.
Oh yeah.
Many columns galore in dashboards.
Right.
Like dashboards look really cool. They're using the Wave visualization engine.
Yes.
They look cool. Have a 7-column dashboard.
Right.
Go nuts.
No, sort of things we used to say that you can't do. Can't have more than 3 columns.
Drag, you know what? You can make one dashboard component really, really wide, and then underneath it, you can have 6 of them.
Right.
I mean, it's pretty cool the way that they've done the dashboarding. But there's weird things, like you can view reports, but you can't build a report in the Lightning experience. You have to jump out, build a report, jump back in.
Right.
There's also tons of URL hacks and JavaScript buttons and just things that will never work.
Right.
So
custom button hacks.
Think actions, people. Actions.
Right.
No more custom buttons. Just don't do it. It's not worth it. Actions are more powerful. They're way easier to even figure out how to do than a custom button. They really are.
From figuring out how to build, but from a UI perspective, I've always find it tough to get someone to go into Chatter to do an action versus a button that's sitting right there.
Yeah,
do thing versus click up here, do thing.
But from a now put my trainer hat on, I want people to adopt Chatter, and a way of getting people to adopt Chatter is to remove the new buttons from related lists and say, here's how you create the new record that you want to create from this record, if it's, if it makes sense, and it gets them in, and then you have a really nice little compact page layout, and you say, now you can collaborate on this, and if you're following this record, you can see it in your feed, and it's really nice.
So let's do a prediction. So this is coming out winter 16.
Yeah, it's in pre-release orgs right now. It's been announced. It's going to be the big thing at Dreamforce.
Big thing. Oh, by the way, my prediction for Dreamforce is they're going to release Lightning.
Yeah.
When do you think it is just pick a release, because you know how many the year and what years. Pick a release in the future that this is that they remove access to the old UI?
Winter 19.
So 3 years.
Yeah.
So you think 3 years, and they will remove your ability to even get back to the old UI.
Yeah.
Okay.
Considering that, and that's, I think I might be even being a little too conservative or aggressive on that, because considering right now you can still not have the current new UI.
Right.
If you didn't want to turn on Chatter,
which is at least 4 years old,
but not just Chatter, the blue Aloha, like you can go back back to the future. You could go back to the past, and sort of uncheck like 3 boxes, and you're back to the old UI.
Right.
And there are people who don't use Chatter, so they don't have global search, and that's still supported today. They're going to have to support that for a while until they really reach either feature parity or feature dropness.
Yeah, they're not going to reach feature parity. I think my thinking about this is a positive standpoint. I think this framework, because again, this is not just a new UI. This is a new framework.
It's a new platform. It's a new framework. It's a new everything,
which allows them to do lots of stuff that we want them to do, like more than 3 columns on a dashboard. What I'm concerned about is that there are features that we have been waiting for 5 years, 10 years, whatever, that are now kicked down lower on the scale of importance because they'll now have to catch up on all these UI features.
I'll tell you what, you're going to be really upset when you start reading those release notes.
Why?
It's all Lightning.
Well, that's fine.
No.
But there's a lot of things they're conquering in Lightning that we're happy about.
Sure, but that means you have to straddle this universe of living in Lightning where there's only a handful still. Like, think about the number of pages inside of Salesforce, and they've probably captured about a fraction of the number of total pages inside of Salesforce. You want to use campaigns? Have fun going back to the old thing. Straddle your universe. Well, that's not a fun story to tell. And here's a question for you.
Yes.
When do you think when you're a new customer and you sign up for your free trial, it's in the Lightning experience?
Winter 17.
I think it's going to be winter 16.
You think they're just going to push people right into it?
I do.
You mean I'm going to log into orgs like my brand new org, like that here's your org to go start up?
I'm going to guess no later than spring 16.
I'll have to add this to things to turn off.
No later than spring 16 is my guess on this one.
I don't think so. I think there's still too
The marketing is so big on this. There's commercials on TV that are showing this user interface. This is what they are selling. This is what is going to be in the trial orgs. Guarantee it.
Nice.
I don't know anything. I'm guessing this all.
Well, we all know that you know nothing.
I know nothing, and my name is not Jon Snow.
You know nothing, Jon Snow. All right. So lots of stuff. We will probably be talking about Lightning for the next 5 or 6 or 10 podcasts in a row. So as we get to know it better, as we get to use it, as it comes out, as it hits our org, so plenty more. I'm sure the Blogmaster has captured tons of Lightning blog posts now that can be written about.
So many Lightning blog posts.
Yes. But so for this time, let's kill off on the Lightning and let's go to next week, because now we actually have 3 major things going on with us right now. We have Dreamforce coming up, we have Lightning being released, and we have Winter 16. But next week we'll be going back into more Dreamforce prep on the podcast. So we'll do that, and then remember we have then 3 podcasts during the actual shows. And then probably we'll take the week off after we get back and then get back into it. So next week, some Dreamforce prep. I was going to say predictions, but we don't predict anything. But let's get started this week with some CloudFocus app pick of the week.
Gotta find it.
Good job.
There it is. Okay, got it.
Go for it.
So it's U.S. Open time here in New York. U.S. Open tennis, that is. And I attended the other night on Wednesday. I actually got to see an old favorite of mine. Martina Hingis was playing mixed doubles with Leander Paes, which is fantastic. I didn't even realize that Leander Paes was like 42 years old. And Martina, of course, is 33 or 34 now. She was a great player. But anyway, I watched that match. It was a lot of fun. And I knew that they were playing because I had my 2015 U.S. Open Tennis Championships app. And I was like, all right, I'm going tonight. Let me look at the schedule. Popped it right open.
Nice.
Really super easy. And I was like, oh my goodness, Court 4, Martina Hingis. I'll be there. Popped over there. It was great. It worked on the grounds really well. A really well done app for scores, for watching things live, getting a recap, just nice video stuff, scoring, player information cards, just information about the grounds. It's a well done app, and it's free from the USTA. And if you're going to the US Open, if you're here in New York or flying in for it, I recommend putting this app on your phone before you go because it'll help you out while you're there.
Nice. I said offline before this that I think you've picked every sporting event app. You've picked the Knicks.
I love it.
You picked the
I
World
love
Cup.
having an app to
You
go.
paid the US Open.
I love having an app that helps me experience my sports in a deeper way.
Nice.
I want to be immersed.
You are. You can run your whole company from your phone. Speaking of which, I just want to throw out the dig that campaign members still don't work on mobile. Sorry, just had to do it. Speaking of things, so I am doing the unthinkable, the terrible, but it is such a game changer in terms of the people who are about to travel to Dreamforce and maybe be in hotels and whatever. And I'm actually so excited about this, and it's the first time kind of this has happened that I'm going to repick. I'm doing a repick. I'm repicking because it had a huge update. Amazon Video. So this is an app that you can download and throw onto your, I think it's Android, iOS devices, that you can watch video. You can, I think, purchase video of TV shows and movies. Now, the reason I'm repicking this is because they just announced a feature that basically doesn't exist anywhere else. Because this is a subscription service. If you have Amazon Prime, you pay the $99 or $79 a year, you have access to Amazon Prime Video, which means you can then watch. There's tons and tons and tons of movies, TV shows, including the entire HBO universe. Yes, poor Justin's head just exploded. Yes, The Wire is part of the HBO universe.
Put the entire series of The Wire on my iPad.
Yes.
I'm totally.
So the reason this is so cool is, so great, you could have streamed it, and you've been able to do this for a while, and I think this is when I picked it, 6 months or a year ago, whenever I picked this. But what they've released, this new little tiny feature, which is not tiny at all, is you can now download for offline. Yes. So you can go in and pick movies, TV shows, HBO, Wolf of Wall Street, The Wire,
Generation Kill,
anything, The Americans, and
Show Me a Hero,
and you can download the whole thing to your iPad. So
I keep saying David Simon shows on HBO.
So then, when you're on that plane, you can then watch them.
Yes.
Which the only way to do this before really was to buy it or rent it through iTunes.
Yeah, buy or rent.
So this is like the first time, because Hulu doesn't offer this, Netflix doesn't offer this, no one else offers this ability,
and the airplane will not let you stream.
That's
that
right.
Stuff.
So,
and you wouldn't even want to anyway.
Right.
Even if they would let you.
No, he would not.
He would not. I can't barely load a website.
So that's why I'm making it this week, not next week, is because you have to download them. So download the app, Amazon Prime Video, Amazon Video. If you're a Prime member,
this is captured.
You sign. This is
captured for me. I'm totally going.
Let me throw some things out there. First of all, again, everything on HBO,
so good.
I mean, all the series. You can go back and get the entire Sopranos and watch it.
Yeah.
Some things that are out there that are on part of this.
Go on.
Their brand new show called Hand of God.
Yes.
Which is out there. A whole series you can download right now. Put it on your iPad.
Binge Dreamforce week.
Right. Justified, an amazing series. And then I was going to pick one other. What I have personally thrown on there, Workaholics, season 2.
Way to be.
Solid.
Very solid.
But there was a lot of really good stuff on there. Vikings, again, you have no reason not to watch this entire thing on your Amazon Video anymore. And to me, this is changing like where I'm going to watch stuff now, because like, oh, I can watch this offline, which again is just better for everything. So Amazon Prime Video, I'm sorry it's a repick, but this is a game changer. Star Trek Into Darkness. Download it and watch it on the plane in. I mean, great movie. Wolf of Wall Street. Anchorman 2. It's not like What? Oh, it's a crappy movie, but you don't have to pay for it. That's the beauty. The League. The entire series of
solid.
The League.
That's pretty
All
solid.
6 seasons are on. 6 of the 7 seasons are on here and available for download.
Does it have It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia?
It does.
Yes.
See? All right.
This past season, like the most recent one, season 10.
I can go look.
Can you look for me?
This is such good podcasting.
I just want to watch Charlie work, that episode called Charlie Work again.
Okay, let's see.
Very
Season 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 are available.
Oh, 10 is not.
10 is not. Well, it's available, but you just can't download them. Everything else you can download. You can watch them, but they're not on the free version.
That's kind of a shame.
Oh, that's pretty good. 9 episodes.
All right, though.
So, for those of you who don't have big iPads, maybe on Monday when they announce, or when's it? Because Apple has big announcements next week.
Do they?
Oh, are we podcasting after or before?
Oh, we should make sure to do it after.
Oof. Big announcements. Phones, watches, and maybe iPads. All right. So we'll be back next week. As always, follow Justin at Just Elson. Follow me at Jason Matwood. Follow Arkus at Arkus Inc. Facebook.com/Arkus Inc. Success Community Group. And in the Power of Us Hub, we are in there for all you Power of Us Hubbers. There's a group in there. You can join the group, and we will just post our podcasts into that group so you can know that they happen. You don't have to follow us anywhere else. LinkedIn, Google+, subscribe and review in iTunes, of course, and Stitcher. We got a review the other day. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. We really do appreciate it. And then until next week, we'll be back with another episode. Till then, Justin and Jason saying enjoy those cloudy days.